Princess Celestia was sitting in the drink room with a cup of tea. She was busy thinking about what a good student she had. Twilight Sparkle was well organized, knew the solution to every problem, and smart. She was even smarter than Celestia herself. Wait a minute. Smarter than Celestia? The Princess of the Sun? That couldn't be true. But it was. Celestia began to get angry. No pony should be smarter than her. For pony's sake, she ruled Equestria. The magic surrounding Celestia's teacup started to put pressure on the cup. As Celestia got angrier, the pressure grew. The pressure cracked Celestia's teacup. In shock, she released the teacup from her magical hold, and it fell to the floor. Shattered! Celestia screamed, "No! My best teacup! It's destroyed!" A pony came, took the shattered teacup, and left. She came back minutes later with a new teacup full of hot tea. She put it on the table, bowed, and then left, shutting the door behind her. Celestia sat down and started drinking from her new cup of tea. But it didn't taste as good as it had in her best teacup, which was now destroyed beyond repair. All because of Twilight Sparkle. She had been thinking about that very pony when her teacup smashed. There must be a way to stop Twilight from getting smarter. Or she could be a danger to the princesses ruling Equestria. Celestia got an idea and said, "Guards?" 5 guards came and bowed before standing. A guard asked, "Princess, what is the danger?" Celestia said, "I want you guards to make sure that Twilight Sparkle does not go to any library. I want 20 guards standing in front of every library in Equestria. Is my order understood?" The guards replied, "Yes, Princess." With that, they bowed and left the room. Celestia sat down to enjoy her tea, but it was cold. One sip and Celestia spat it back into the cup. Cold tea tasted terrible. Curse that Twilight Sparkle. Princess Luna came in with her cup of cold coffee. Her coffee was how she liked it every day. Half a cup of coffee with 10 scoops of vanilla ice cream with sprinkles on top. Luna sat next to her sister and said, "Bad day?" Celestia replied, "The worst one ever. My best teacup is smashed." Luna asked, "What were you angry about this time?" Celestia told her, "Twilight Sparkle!" "And why is that? She is your best student, is she not?" "She is. It's just that I've noticed how she's smarter than me." "And what's the problem with that? We do need to leave a smart pony in our place when we retire." "Which won't be for the next 1,000 years. Oh, I'm worried, Luna. What if Twilight becomes dangerous to our ruling Equestria? What if the newspaper headlines are Twilight Sparkle knows more than Celestia herself?" I would be the first pony to read it. "What if the headlines were this? Twilight Sparkle knows more than both of the royal equestrian princesses and can rule day and night by herself." "No pony apart from myself is worthy enough to rule the night. Only I am allowed to rule the night. Look, it's printed on my flank." "Something must be done to stop Twilight from becoming smarter." "I agree with you, sister, but we could continue this discussion after I finish my coffee. It's becoming too cold. Any longer and it'll turn into an ice block." "Great idea. We'll have our drinks and then talk." A cup of coffee and tea later, the princesses continued their discussion. Princess Luna suggested, "If we don't let her read any books or talk to any pony?" The Sun Princess said, "Then she'll become insane, and I don't want to have to deal with an insane pony."
"Don't let her fight villains for us."
"But Luna, then we'll have to do it ourselves, and I'll miss tea time."
"Tea isn't so important, Celestia. I've been wanting to have a good fight for ages."
"Then you'll fight by yourself. Coffee time isn't important at all."
"How can you say that, Celestia? Coffee is the most important thing in the world."
"Oh, we're getting off topic, Luna. What's to be done with Twilight?"
Send her on a mission by herself to some place to do something that she could never do.
"I know! I'll send it to the Changeling's hive to defeat Chrysalis. She'll never be able to do that."
Celestia grabbed a quill and parchment and began writing. Once she was done, she sent the letter to Twilight Sparkle and then waited for an entire hour. But a day later, when Twilight didn't show up, Celestia hoped that Twilight was unable to defeat Chrysalis. Sadly for the princesses, Twilight Sparkle showed up with a big smile on her muzzle.
Celestia groaned. "Oh, how did you manage to defeat Chrysalis and the Changelings?"
Twilight replied, "It was so easy, Princess. I used a new spell that I invented to blast them all. The battle only lasted 5 minutes. And then they were all blasted into bits." Twilight was still smiling while Celestia turned to Luna and said,
"I can see what will be written in tomorrow's newspaper. Can you?"
Luna nodded. In tomorrow's Equestria Daily was written, "Princess Celestia has sent her student Twilight Sparkle to the Changeling's hive in hopes that Twilight would come back defeated. Or not come back at all. But Twilight came with victory in her hooves. She destroyed the Changelings with a simple spell of hers. As she said, the battle lasted only 5 minutes and then they were all blasted into bits. But why did Celestia send her prized pupil in hopes of destroying her? The answer is, my fellow ponies, that Celestia fears that she will be replaced by her student. She fears that Twilight will become so smart that ponies will say, 'Do you know that pony? The pony who is smarter than Celestia herself?' Here's the end. If you have any things you would like to share, don't be afraid to tell us. Signed, Equestria Daily."
Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links in the description. Thanks for listening and be sure to subscribe. Good night, every pony.